And I think, going into the month of May of the Indianapolis 500, if you realistically ask me right now how many drivers could realistically win the 500, I think you're at 11 and 12. And I don't think you can say that at every other race.
I hear that a lot. And
I hear like 14, 15, half the field. I think that's a little bit too much.
I think 11 or 12 is too much. Here's the funny thing.
I think let me preface.
Yeah,
I think it's 11 and 12 right now. But on Sunday night after poll day, I can get it down to 7.
Yeah. I think
because it just depends, right? So if you're 14th and a cloud comes over and somebody qualifies 8th, okay, do they have a better chance than the driver who might be fastest but went out when the temperature was 10 degrees? But, I think usually it's the Penskes, it's two Ganassi's.
That's still too many. I think it comes down the Indy 500.
You think that there's less than 5 people that have a chance to win this year's 500?
The exact number every year for the 500 is about 5. You have the 3 fastest cars in the field, and then you have 2 dark horses. And, you may have different people run at the front. You might have fuel mileage and all that stuff. But really, the Indy 500, at its core, is the same race it's been since 1911. And the Indy 500, more often than not, you might have a 2013 race where half the field leads. But how many of those were quality passes? How much of that time was quality time in the lead? When it comes down to when the quality time matters, you ain't going to see the car that qualified 15th and ran, 8th most of the race up at the front of the field. You're going to see the 5 guys who really have a shot to win that race at the front. Or maybe it'll be 3 or 4 because a couple of them will get taken out throughout the race. That's just how the Indianapolis 500. This, I get it's marketing, and I appreciate that we're saying, oh, look how competitive it is. It's competitive, yeah, sure, but I don't think it's quite that competitive. It ain't Daytona.
Well, and I mentioned this too. Like last year was the first time sitting for somebody who sits in turn 3. We've seen a legit pass for the lead, not just. I mean,
what, the 2023 Indy 500 wasn't legitimate to you? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That wasn't in turn 3. That was he had already made the pass when he was coming into my view.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
No, I think it's 7 or 8. I think it's the 3 Penske's. You can't.
Will Power was out to lunch last year. He wasn't a factor.
He was second until he wrecked out.
He wasn't running second when he crashed.
Was he not running second?
He was back in the field.
Because Colton
he fell back.
He was.
Colton was the one.
Colton
was
second and wrecked out. Power wasn't second when he wrecked out.
No, he was way back there.
Oh, I thought he was.
He dropped like a rock as soon as the green flag.
But on race day morning, you would not have said that he's not a factor. He wasn't going to be a factor.
Stephen Wilson said on my channel he was going to burn the tires off his car, and he did. Shout out Steph. You knew what you were talking about.
There you go. I think on race day it's realistically 7 to 8 that could win.
I mean, I think probably fair. But I would.
You're not going to count out Pato, so there's 6 right there.
So who are you counting? You're going McLaughlin. You're going Joseph. You're going Dixon, Palou, Herta.
I'm going Power as well. You don't think Power has a chance to win the Indianapolis 500 strapped into a Penske car?
Right this second?
Yeah, strapped into a Penske car.
Well, I mean, right this second, sure, anybody has a chance in a Penske car. But we'll have to see how the month goes. But typically in the race, Will Power in recent years hasn't been a factor for the 500.
Well,
just
who has? 4 people?
You just made my point.
No, but
you just made my point.
But it's been okay. So this is like we can do this all night.
Yeah, we can do this all night.
We're about to do the Indy 500 of going in circles in this conversation.
I think all 3 Penske's. It's hard for me to say that. Oh well, no, there's no way. I mean,
so
okay,
then do you count the 2 Foyt cars then too?
No, I don't. Well,
Santino
was up there.
Right. I'm cutting you guys off.
That's fine.
I let you guys go for.
I think it's crazy to say that Will Power is not in contention.
He's kicking us out of the chat.
I would take him over McLaughlin.
I was letting you guys go there because I was entertained, but
I would take Power with a better chance over McLaughlin, but we'll get into that somewhere else.
I was entertained. I hope everyone else was entertained, but we're gonna do this at least 10 more times.
Oh yes.
We hope you enjoyed that clip from our new show, Unverified. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., you can join us live over on the Unverified channel. Click the link on the screen or down in the description below to join in some great conversations about IndyCar, the Indianapolis 500, and motorsports throughout the world.